the firstborn son, the torso, the bound woman, the withered lover, the torn prince, the angry princess, the pilgrimess, the great child, the dire mother, the hammer, the Juggernaut, and the Jackal. These are the infamous scary characters from Steve Beck's 2001 supernatural horror film, 13 Ghosts. The movie is an adaptation of William Castle's 1960 film of the same title. The premise follows the same haunted house tropes horror fans are already acquainted with. Family inherits a house, only to realize that the house is haunted and doesn't want them there. But regardless of the similarities, 13 Ghosts is a movie that has its own look and feel and stands up strong on its own. The amount of work it takes to make one monster come to life in a movie is hard enough. This gives you 12 villains, and they have their own unique look and story. Gripping and terrifying special effects paired with great acting and beautiful cinematography launched this film to become a cult classic amongst the genre. It's still talked about today, and if I'm being transparent, it's one of my favorites. So what do you say we make the ultimate sacrifice, and let's jump right in as we give our take on 13 Ghosts. Boom! Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey, and back again for another week, clapping them cheeks, a close friend of mine and the best producer in the whole wide world, Mr. Ozark Mark. What's going on, Mark?
Nothing much, Christian Ramey. The only thing that's going on is Sloppy Horror is back up in that ass.
That's right, man.
With another movie for you to discuss and everything that we do. You know the fucking drill here, people.
You do. Sorry, I had to flip those around. The cord was irritating me, Mark. So, it's close to October. And I feel like Ozark Mark and I are like George Washington, if you will, leading you across the Delaware. We are Lewis and Clark, okay? We are helping you along your voyage into October. So when all these other folks are starting to watch these horror movies on cable and telling you, oh, I remember when that came out. Halloween, that was in 1981. And you'll be like, hold up. No, it wasn't.
Here's something that you may or may not know about this movie, Grandma.
Exactly. And I really appreciate that. And film nerds, it's so easy to make fun of, but at the same time, like, if you're listening to the show, you have a little film nerd in you, but some facts are more interesting than others, but I always find it fun when it's a movie you love. Like if it's a movie that you've known 100 times and somebody's like, hey man, in that final scene, that guy was actually on fire? You're like, what? No, I didn't.
It's a very interesting topic of conversation in your life.
It is. Today's movie, Mark, I feel like this is another one close to you and I for the fact that when we used to do music, we had like side nicknames, and I would go by the Jackal. I love that name. I love this movie. We both know 13 Ghosts. I think, what am I, like a year or two older than you, Mark? So we were right around middle school, high school when this came out. I think I was about 8th grade when this came out. And it was the perfect time frame because I wasn't afraid, but my senses were heightened, and it was kind of a creepy movie. I mean, at 13 years old, watching this alone in a basement, you definitely weren't like, all right. You were like, oh, shit, man. Flip a light on down here.
Well, it has to do with ghosts. Ooh, 13 to be, 12, actually. 12 ghosts, technically.
Yes.
There ain't no 13 ghosts. He hasn't been created yet. Didn't mean to spoil that for you, but, this movie is, this movie's real different. And it's good. It's one of those breaths of fresh air because it's kind of has its own originality to it. There's no other kind of movies that fall in the same storyline of it, I guess you could say. Same category, really. I mean, this is kind of unique little story, little backstory with it, and the way the story unfolds is kind of unique as well.
Very unique, Mark. Very unique. This was a movie before. This is actually a remake. This is like 50s, I believe. I've seen the picture. I actually don't have a date off the top of my head. I want to say, like, if I were to guess, I'd say 56. But it might be slipping me, so somebody has to call me out at some point. But the cool part about the original movie was that this was advertised as a 3D movie. So they actually gave glasses to the folks going into the theaters to watch the movie. That's why in this movie they decided to incorporate glasses for the characters to see the ghost. So as always, I guess we can give them a nice little synopsis for them, break down the movie for you so you know what's going on if you have not seen it. So, we have a family. We have a father. We have a teenage daughter. We have a boy about 8-9 years old. Okay, the dad is on his own because the mother died in a fire about a year before. Terrible accident. They have not financially recovered since. They are living in a small apartment. They are just hanging out. You laughing at my Joe Exotic?
That's what I think of now, though.
Cannot financially recover.
That's what I think of every time I hear that phrase.
And what's dude's name? Tony Shalhoub, the guy that plays. He's the guy that played the monk. So he's a great actor. He's the dad. You have Shannon Elizabeth as the daughter. Smoke show.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
sit on my face, please.
Twice. Okay.
Yes.
Now
after the gym.
So this family, this ensemble, they're poor. They're not doing well. Mom's dead. They're a broken family. Well, then all of a sudden, a lawyer comes to their house, and a lawyer says, "Hey, your great uncle died. I know you weren't that close to him, but he was wealthy, and he died, and he has left you a house and some wealth." So the family packs up, and they go out to check out this house, and it's a crazy contraption of a house. You later learn that the house is a machine, and it's a machine that's a giant containment. It's like a prison for ghosts, and this house is kind of like run on a giant machine, and as the gears turn, as different things work, different doors open up, different ghosts are released, but you can be locked inside. And it's like all glass, which is crazy. So they get to this house, and it's insane, dude. All these different rooms. Like this dude was a collector, like swords, ships, and bottles, like all kind of fucking weird shit. Very neat looking. So the kids are like, "Oh shit!" They're all pumped up, and the dad's like, "All right, this is expensive. This is expensive." He has a total dad face.
Yeah.
Tony Shalhoub actually really kills this fucking movie because he acts like a normal guy. He's not like an over actor. He's totally. He has a little Ozark mark in him. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a part where like
you think so?
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait to hear this.
There's a scene. I'll jump back to Synopsis, but there's a scene where Matthew Lillard, who plays like this ghost hunter guy, he's like, and Matthew Lillard is always an over actor, and I mean no disrespect by that. Like that's just kind of what he does,
and that's perfect. And it works. I love Matthew Lillard in these movies.
I do too. And he's kind of like freaking out, and and he's saying shit. And Tony Shalhoub just looks at me. He's like, "Will you just shut up?" Like he has like there's like ghosts going on. Like it doesn't make any sense. And he's just like he still keeps this like demeanor to him where he's like, "God damn it, I gotta cut the grass." It's just this like son of a bitch. Like I'm not mad or freaked out. There's ghosts. Like I'm upset. I gotta feed the kids. Get them out of here. This is bullshit. Like he just has this dread. So it's really funny. And sometimes you have a comedic version of that makes me laugh. So they go to this house, check it out. Well, soon it's all a hoax just to get them in the house. As soon as they get there, the lawyer takes off. Well, he tries to, and ends up dying by the house. Ghosts start coming out of their containment spells. What the thing is, there's 12 ghosts inside this house, and this house is a giant contraption. They're trying to like unlock the door to the devil, or a door to hell, pretty much.
Isn't it like the devil's eye or something, like the eye of hell or something, whatever it is?
So apparently, within this crazy book called the Viticus, I forget what the fuck it's called, but there's a Viticus or some shit. There's this book that they have in this, and according to this book, it's like Latin or whatever. If you get 13 ghosts to make this ultimate sacrifice, it will open up the portal to hell, and that's what dude's uncle was trying to do. That's what Arthur's uncle was trying to do. So.
Because he would gain the power of all-knowing or something.
Right, he would turn into...
He'd be the most powerful being in the universe or something.
Exactly. So, the trick is, though, Arthur is supposed to... The dad, he's supposed to be the 13th ghost. He dragged them into this house to pretty much put his kids up for bait so that Arthur would sacrifice himself and be the 13th ghost. Because it has to be a very specific person. It's not just a dead body. Each of these ghosts have their own... backstory, which is very unique, which makes it, like you said, very interesting. But you need each component. Like one is the angry princess, one is the torn prince, the one's the torn lover, or the big baby and the mom, which is kind of a weird one. Those guys are fucking cool.
Yeah, I feel like they just put that in there for filler.
But
like, I don't know, just put a baby and a kid and a mom in there. Fuck it, I don't know, because it really looks like they only spent time on like 5 of the ghosts.
Yeah, as far as really good.
Mean? And then they're like, oh shit, we need 12 more. We need like 6 more of these things. Fuck.
Yeah, I feel like that wrapped it up pretty well for him, don't you think? I think if you didn't...
That's a basic of it, yeah, without giving away too much if people haven't seen it.
Dude, the angry princess, like, I'm serious. That was a sexual awakening for me as a kid. I was like, holy shit. Please come to my house, angry princess. You remember that old ICP song In My Room?
Yeah.
Like, I always imagined that was her.
Yeah, I have a feeling you went through a lot of socks as a kid.
I did, dude, especially to this movie. Because she's so fucking hot, dude. Like, she's, I don't know. She's hot.
Mm-hmm.
She's hot even as a ghost. And then there's like a shower scene like with her and Shannon Elizabeth. And you're like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm in.
Mm-hmm. So I have a question for you, Christian Ramey, since
Sure.
you are the all-knowing man of horror here about this movie. And my wife pointed it out to me because she watched it with me.
Nice.
Okay. And there's that scene where she first asked me, you know how people ask you questions about movies, and if they just watch it, they'll figure it out?
Yes.
Okay. So still didn't answer it for her. So she asked if the ghosts can hurt the people or not. Because there's the scene where the daughter, who's Elizabeth, actor.
Shannon Elizabeth,
Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name in the movie again?
Kathy.
Kathy. So it's Kathy in the movie. She's in the bathroom. She's checking out. She's playing with the tub. Angry Princess is in the tub.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her ghost vibe. She's in a tub of water, tub of blood. She gets ready to go kill.
Yeah,
Stab her. But nothing happens. Yet, throughout the rest of the movie, the ghosts come and they are hurting them, whether you can see them or not. So did she just hold back and say, fuck it? That's what I'm assuming it is.
I think that is what it is, because, yeah, because you remember she, like, almost got the lawyer, but he got split by the glass door. Because he said nice tits, and she didn't like that. She was like, fuck you, bruh.
Which is kind of weird, because I think women like the compliments of their titties.
I do too, man. I do too. Or maybe she was trying to smash and it was just unfortunate for him.
I don't know. If somebody said, hey, nice balls, I don't know how I'd feel about that. You know what I mean?
You've got some nice testes.
Your testicles are a spectacle.
Whoa, Jimmy,
How
look
would
at
you
this.
feel?
I've never seen a scrotum like this.
That's a scrotum.
Look at a scrotum.
How would you feel, though, if somebody walked up to you like, you have nice balls?
I would take that compliment.
I would too, because I don't think I'm ever going to have that compliment in my life.
No.
Go get a lottery ticket after somebody tells you have nice balls.
You do have a nice pair of testicles.
But that kill on the lawyer, though.
That was great, man.
I loved that kill on the lawyer.
So let me break down a little bit more further into the glass house that we have here. There's like Latin written on all these fucking walls, and they're containment spells, and the ghost cannot do anything. They can't go past the containment spells. So, they look badass because they like glow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the coolest looking fucking house ever. But there are these little glasses around the house that you could pick up and wear, and apparently that gives you ghost vision. You can see the ghost at that point. Not only did I want those fucking glasses as a kid, I thought that was as a teenager, but then I was thinking like, dude, this is badass. This is sweet. You're giving us all these separate characters. Everybody's all trapped in there. So as the lawyer, his kill was so cool because as these doors open and close, picture like these crazy ass like open and shut door. Super fast. He's backing up away from the angry princess, and he literally gets sliced in half, and his body like slides down the other half of the window. Very cool effect. And for this movie being 2001, CGI wasn't in some crazy stage. There are other like even Freddy vs. Jason has some questionable CGI moments. The mechanical part of the house looks CGI, but it doesn't look bad, dude. Like, this is still super watchable. It's not one of those ones where you're like, oh, this is cheesy.
No, it is really still very watchable. You're right. You're very much right, because there are special effects in it, but they're not over the top like you see in some. Mm-hmm. Like at no part of this movie that I go, yeah, right. Like, that looked fake as shit. Like, you're very much into it.
Yeah, and a lot of makeup too.
A lot of makeup and a lot of quick jump cuts in the flashbacks really helps that effect a lot.
Absolutely, man. They a lot of those actors like Angry Princess, the Juggernaut, the Hammer, the Jackal. Those fuckers had to wait. Hours and hours. They took a long process. So I think the combination of both made it look so good. It wasn't heavily reliant on just one.
Yeah.
And that's what it should have always been.
You kind of saved on the budget, too, because you only have one filming location, really.
Yeah.
There's a house. I mean, it's just this one set. Like, you don't have to go nowhere, So that's good.
Do you have a favorite ghost?
Yeah.
You got to tell me.
Juggernaut.
Dude, I love that that's your answer, because I feel like he's not a top pick for everybody, but he totally deserves it.
Dude, he's a fucking beast, dude. The opening scene of when they catch Juggernaut is just awesome. Like, it's really cool vibe, and they're in like a junkyard. They're trying to catch this ghost. You don't even know what's going on. Matthew Lillard's freaking out with his pills and shit. And I'm done after this, man. And then it's just a very cool scene. And then Juggernaut just comes in and starts ripping people, folding people in half.
Tell them how they brought the Juggernaut out. Did you like how they used that truck to spray blood out?
Yeah, they brought in the semi tank and just started spraying blood everywhere. And it's another thing is Matthew Lillard talks to what's the uncle's name now? Cyrus. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm horrible with names, but I never forget a face. So Cyrus is trying to, capture the Juggernaut, and he told Matthew Lillard, like, he only killed 4 people before he was a ghost. But he ended up killing, like, 9 or 12 people before this.
Yes.
He's only killed 4 when he was alive. Oh, okay. So this Juggernaut's just been murdering people in this junkyard, I guess.
He's humongous, bro.
Dude, he's like, I'd put him up against Freddy or Jason.
He had the,
he
had the longest makeup process. If you guys ever get free, it's on YouTube. Go look up 13 Ghosts Behind the Scenes 2, because this guy has 1 and 2. Look up the second one. It shows the whole process of this guy. And it's like a montage. What's really cool, man, is you want to know where my love falls in. It's not just the fact that I was a teenager when this came out. It's a good movie. Flat out, it's a good fucking movie. But it did come out when I was a teenager. And it was like right at the early 2000s where like nu metal was popular. And there was like all this blend in pop culture. And I fucking loved it. I loved that time frame of like Ozark Mark was on a fucking skateboard. I was on a bike. We had fitted hats and Jordans, but we were listening to Metallica. It was just this crazy blend of fucking culture. And I loved that. And watching the montage of this dude's makeup or whatever, they're playing like fucking Linkin Park. And Linkin Park's not like my fucking favorite, but then they're playing some other like nu metal and shit. And I was just like, man, what a time that was to like fucking be alive. All that new music coming out, all this like blend of shit. I loved it. I did.
Do you think the reason why you love this movie so much is because it came out while you were a teenager? Do you think that has a lot to do with it?
Nostalgia holds a big part of it. This is a movie.
Because, those teenage years are when you're the most, like when your mind is mostly like a sponge and you absorb everything.
I think that's when you're the youngest,
what I mean?
like 0 through 5. That's when you're sponge-like, the most sponge.
No.
Yeah, I think
no, because
I think so.
Children 0 to 5 are idiots.
Oh yeah, they're dumb, but I think
they can't do anything. They can't do the dishes. They can't do math. Okay, they can't pay bills. They don't do shit. They can't hold a job. They're stupid.
They're just cute.
They're just cute. That's it.
And they're cute and stupid.
They can barely read a damn pop-up book. No.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong on that. But I don't have kids, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm pretty stupid. I don't know why you would listen to me.
I've heard that sponge thing, though. I think... No, but you are 100% correct. Your teenage years hold a big part of what you're into.
I'm talking... Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about, like, learning how to eat and piss and shit. No, I know what you're saying there, but I'm talking about absorbing and becoming who you're supposed to be.
The things you enjoy in pop culture.
Yes.
And,
Yeah. Because
we're on
music,
the same level.
You know, I bet you some of your favorite bands, some of your favorite music, some of your favorite, your top 5 music bands, your top 5 movies are in the era of when you were a teenager.
Yeah, that's true, man.
I'm telling you.
Except for Led Zeppelin. Aside from that one, I do love Led Zeppelin. They're probably my favorite rock band.
Well, I'm not talking about like when.
No, I
when
get
they
what you
came out.
My top 5. Oh yeah, when I was listening.
You're not understanding what I'm trying to say to you.
What I was listening to when I was 0 through 5.
Yes. No.
I get what you mean. Yes.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I watched.
What's your favorite ghost, Christian Ramey?
I love the Jackal.
13 ghosts.
I love the Jackal. He has this fucking. I'm a sucker for. Here's a problem. I'm sorry. I have to say it like this. Sometimes horror fans, we paint ourselves into a box because we'll say, you know, I like this subgenre, but I don't like this subgenre. So, you know, sometimes you overlook shit. One thing I'm a big fan of with like creature features, be it a slasher, a demon feature, a demonic possession movie, whatever the fuck it is, when somebody walks with a crazy gait or like a crazy run, I love it. I don't know what it is, dude. It makes me laugh. It makes me feel good. And the Jackal just has this like hunched over, like he's running at you all nuts, bro. And there's a part, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you guys have seen this movie thus far, so there are spoilers. But at the end, when all the ghosts are kind of like walking away out of the house, if you go back and watch that scene, it's so funny because he's like fucking like walking in the woods, like, like it made me so happy. Like he's going to play, like he's free now, like he's an innocent thing.
So let me ask you another view on the movie that she pointed out to me that I couldn't really answer or didn't fully satisfy her answer. So that's probably some other person's question too, I assume, if you are a normal person watching this movie, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end, when all the ghosts are leaving the house.
Yes.
All the ghosts leaving the house outside all look the same. Okay. Now, she was asking, like, are they free? Are they going to heaven? Or are they just going to roam the earth and kill people again? I said, well, they're probably going to go roam the earth and kill people again. But then it doesn't make, then she hit me with another one where she was like, well, why is the wife all looking normal and like she's going to go to heaven or something? Did she walk through the light? Like, what? Why is she special versus the other one?
I don't think she was a sinner, though. She might have been, like, the only one that wasn't a sinner, you know, because she was burned to death.
Right.
So, like, maybe he tricked her, like his uncle. Like, come with me, bitch, I'll take you to heaven. He's like, psych, you're not in heaven now, bitch, you're in my little house.
So I guess that the house freed her soul.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. But yeah, there is a little bit of gappiness in there. But I would say, like,
fine, which is cool. Like, it don't matter to me. I don't watch it for I don't watch it for everything to make sense. I'm not trying to watch it for that. But I mean, she's hit me with these questions. I'm like, you know, I never thought about that. I don't know why.
Bro, like, destroying the house is almost a fucking bad thing. Like,
I know. Why are you destroying the house?
Oh, A, the house is super cool, and then B, like, the Jackal's gonna come ruin someone's picnic. Just, like, he just comes in all, like...
What would you do? You're having a picnic and you just
Mark?
see a Jackal come.
Mark, I don't know what this is, bro. We gotta go. Leave it.
Some creature crawling with a cage on its head.
And he's laughing, bro. And he's like,
no.
Dude, he's so funny to me. Like,
he is pretty funny.
Hey, and we haven't really dug into the Hammer. The Hammer's a scary son of a bitch, bro. Like,
the Hammer, like, what is he? Is he like an old...
He's like an old slave or like an old railroad working dude that was...
Something.
They killed him... Like, I have the backstories right here because I want to make sure. So... The Hammer was a happy and honest family man and blacksmith, okay? And then he was falsely accused of stealing by a higher-up. They threatened him in the western town. He refused to leave, and then his family was lynched by a band of thugs walking home, and then they took all those railroad spikes and dug them into him and killed him. So
It's pretty fucking intense, man. That's horrible. I see why he's pissed off.
Dog, dude, he's scary. Like, that's like one guy, like, you know, like, I'm a fucking die. Like, Matthew Lillard got the worst of the worst. I know the Jackal is bad, but he's kind of funny. Yeah. And, like, he's going to put on your stamina. But Matthew Lillard got killed by the Juggernaut and the Hammer at the same fucking time, dude. And the Hammer, he's, like, pulling spikes out, like, like, you're
dude,
like,
that's
oh, no.
Oh, man, that's like going into a wrestling ring with, like, Andre the Giant and the Big Show.
Right, like Yokozuna and Big Show just sat on you, bro. Like,
oh, man. Horrible death.
Yeah, bro, like, that's just two people you don't want coming at you. Like, you don't want the Jackal, you don't want that smoke, but, like, I don't feel like, I think you would be a little more comical in your death on your way out. You'd be like, whoa, bro, back the fuck up, oh my God, why are you so mad? Like, not the Hammer, dude, you're running, you're gonna piss your pants.
That's straight up fear, dude.
I like how the Juggernaut rips limbs off, like, he just is like,
dude, he bends I like how he bends people in half.
Yeah,
he just folds them.
Like a chair.
Yeah. Ow. It's horrible just thinking about it.
So there's another character I would like to talk about. Her character name, it's the girl that you think is good, and then she ends up being bad. You know who I'm talking about, Mark?
Yes.
Her name is... It's not... What the fuck is her name? I'm trying to remember her name. Well, anyways, at the beginning of the movie in the junkyard scene, this girl is in the junkyard arguing against Cyrus and Matthew Lillard, saying, hey, don't capture these ghosts. These are innocent ghosts. What the fuck are you doing?
Like the PETA of ghosts.
Yeah. It's exactly what happened. Well, her dude dies, like her little friend, after the Juggernaut comes through, and it looks like Cyrus died too. Okay? Well, at the end, there's like, while Arthur is going through some shit, getting attacked by the Jackal, all of a sudden, this girl pops into the house. You don't even know she's in the house. So this girl from earlier in the movie comes in. She throws down this flare and saves Arthur from the Jackal. And she's like, look, here's what's going on.
I like how she says she got in there. He's like, how the hell did you get in here? Like, I got in through a hole in the house. Can't happen again.
Right.
All right.
Okay,
A hole in the house. Got it.
Thanks. You know what's funny, though? That girl ends up being bad. She ends up being on Cyrus's team. She's, like, double-crossing everybody. It's a
good little twist, though, too, because you really didn't see that coming.
No, but you know what's even weirder? She's playing, like, this badass ghost hunter chick. That's the same actress that played Miss Honey in Matilda. Like, the sweetest human being in the world. Now, I do know Matilda a lot. I have daughter. Hey, I watched it when I grew up, but, like, I got 2 daughters. I've watched Matilda 47 times since I've been down here with you, Mark. I watch Matilda all the fucking time, or just have to. And Miss Honey is played by this actress, and she's, like, the sweetest human being in the world. She's the one who adopts Matilda, and she's so nice, and, like, you can't see her as anything else. It's like if, Mr. Rogers had a fucking biker movie you didn't know about where he was like roughing folks up with a chain and a switchblade. You're like, wait, what?
Oh my God, I wish they made that movie. That would have been hilarious.
Oh, that would have been great. You ain't wearing that sweater in my bar.
Howdy,
What'd you say?
Howdy, neighbor.
In theaters.
Oh.
So that was kind of a fun character twist. I really did enjoy all the characters in this movie. Everybody kind of fit. Everybody had a spot. The son was funny because he is a typical son. We were once a dumb son at one point, but that's what he is he's just a dumb son riding around on a scooter like, wow, what's expensive? Where can we go? Where should I not go? This little dumbass goes in the basement following ghost noises and shit.
I like how he called his sister a slut.
I do too. He was kind of cool.
And the babysitter's like, I prefer bitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was that girl's name? Raw Digger? What was that girl's name?
Raw Digger?
Yeah.
Grave Digger?
No, Raw Digger. The girl who played the actress, or who played the...
Who played the actress?
Who played the nanny is a rapper. She's a fucking rapper.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she was with Flip Mode and Busta Rhymes.
Oh.
Oh,
shit. Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. So that song at the end, when it cuts out, it's her.
Nice.
So, that's what I mean. Like, everybody kind of fucking fit. everybody worked well. Shannon Elizabeth is hot. I don't know if we've mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay, she was very cute.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. There's this weird thing in movies sometimes where people are like, oh, he's not a great actor. And Tony Shalhoub, and I believe that's how you say his last name, he hit it as a real person. Not every person in real life is like, hey, man, I need my fucking family back. That's not how everybody talks. Some people are like, look, if you don't give me my family back, I'm going to kill you. It's not even, like, it doesn't sound right. That's a normal person. And he kind of, like, played a normal guy in this because Matthew Lillard's so overacting. If I didn't explain Matthew's character the best, he helped Cyrus at the beginning of the movie get Ghost, but then Cyrus died. So then Matthew Lillard disguises himself as, like, a cable guy to go check out this house right when the new family gets there because he's thinking, something's up with this house. This ain't fucking right. I know what Cyrus is up to. And he's kind of like telepathic, Matthew Lillard is, or he's got this like...
he's got like that Bruce Willis superpower and what's that movie called where he's a
Sixth Sense?
No.
Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. He touches you and he can see through your life and he knows everything about you.
Yeah, so it's kind of badass.
Mm-hmm.
And his character's name is Dennis, so I'm not going to keep saying Matthew Lillard, but Dennis's character is... over the top, but he's a good guy. He's like telling Arthur, like, look, dude, I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. Just get your kids out. Just get your kids out. And like that's kind of like a real moment where he's like, look, dude, I don't give a fuck. Please get your kids out. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a different kind of like man to man. You're like, the fuck's going on? And like I thought Arthur's character like very much like that little interaction. You know, it's a silly little scene, but like he very well kind of crushed that and thinking like, all right, what? Because the lawyer is trying to negate Dennis. He's like, oh, they've told me about this guy. This guy's crazy. And he's like, I used to hunt ghosts with your uncle. And he's like, goats? He's like, ghosts! Goats. Like, he's trying to convince him, but he's like, okay, I don't care. Okay, even if you believe me or not, just get your kids out. I don't know. That was just one of those lines to me that like was like, fuck.
And then when they're in the basement, he's like, forget the kid. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. He said, if the Jackal's out, forget the kid.
I know. That's some cold shit right there.
Yep. And then, honestly, he ends up dying. Matthew Lillard ends up dying. The Dennis character dies because he's trying to save Arthur. And he did save Arthur. But he had like the little ghost cameo, which was kind of cool. It seemed like he was all right with being dead.
Yeah.
He was all right with it.
I feel like I know a couple things here.
Well, don't just keep them to yourself, silly.
Hello there. Welcome to the What Do You Know? This is the segment here where we're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie here. Now, if this is your first time here, you probably don't know what we know. But if you do what we know, then we're about to know together. And we're about to become one. Now, if you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know. And then you're going to come together with the rest of us. And we're going to have nice balls.
Testicles.
Got him.
Okay.
This is the What Do You Know here. This is a segment here where we're going to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie, okay? So why don't you tell me something that you may or may not know about this movie, 13 Ghosts, 2001.
So, after further research, I've discovered the original film. That was 1960. 1960.
That's over 60 years ago.
So,
That's more than a century.
there was a nephew that haunted the house in the original movie. He was a spirit. It was a ghost. It was a nephew in the house. And that nephew's name in the movie, his name was Cyrus.
So they decided to use that name for his uncle's name. They obviously tweaked the story a little bit to make it seem a little more 2001.
Was it called 13 Ghosts too?
It was called 13 Ghosts. It's actually not a bad film. It's been up on Shudder for a while. I don't know if it still is. It's like definitely cool. It's exactly what you think it is. Like that black and white, almost like a Vincent Price picture. It's not a Vincent Price picture, but it seems like it, you know.
That's pretty fucking interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool stuff.
I have a fact.
Please tell me.
So this movie here, 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah.
This was the first movie in the history of movies to be filmed in an all-glass house. All glass house. You know how hard? Think about this for a second. Anybody who's ever operated a camera phone, you're in the bathroom or something, you got mirrors all around, that's something that you might relate to. But this is an all-glass house, and when you're usually filming, you got people all around you.
Sure.
You know, you got things all everywhere. So they were saying that, you know, it was hard with the angles, hard with reflections, because you're in the shot. Glass reflects things, especially when you put light on them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this fucking TV behind me, there's a reflection there, okay? That's behind the scene shit. That's just an example. They also said that they had to put a lot of people in black clothing, dark clothing. Now, a lot of these people move, you know, they wear black a lot in this movie, which, you know, it's very subtle. You don't notice it. But they were saying, like, you know, they're shooting the scenes and they got to reshoot because some guy's back there eating donuts and you can see him. You know, he's in the shot.
Larry, will you get the fuck out of the scene?
Will you get the fuck out of here with your fucking sourdough springle dingle? Now, but that's
put
pretty
the
cool.
donuts here.
I mean, that's pretty innovative for an all glass scene. You know, all glass house is very difficult to do, but they did it, and it's a very cool fact about this movie here.
Yeah. Now look, I'll tell you a fact. Okay.
You got another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I don't know the full extension of the truth behind this fact. Okay, because this movie was released in October of 2001. What is the month before October?
September.
Correct. I'm not sure if you're familiar with September of 2001, but that was a rough time, okay?
It was a very rough time.
So, what I heard was they were still working on something. I don't know if it was post-production, if it was filming or whatever, but they were still working on it on that day, and they all kind of had like a little break for a while before they continued and picked back up. Now, whether that was filming, which is awfully close, a month before, I doubt it was filming unless it was like a different kind of...
No, there's no way it was filming.
Unless it was like a promotional shot, or if they were doing promotion for the movie. It wasn't even like shots for the movie, or like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but people were working for the movie on that day. But, you know, if somebody worked on the movie, maybe fucking reach out. Tell Ozark and I, because we'd like to hear that kind of stuff. And, you know, you'd be surprised. I was talking to somebody who actually knows the Angry Princess girl. I was like, holy shit. She around here? But I guess she's fucking...
Is she emotionally available?
I guess she's in a relationship. Whatever.
Fucking whore.
Fuck you. Why won't you love me? Angry Princess forever.
So is that all you know here?
That's all I know.
And that's all we know for this movie here. I thought that was pretty fucking interesting.
That was good. I liked it. Mark, here, you know it's a funny theme that we usually have, that we find funny, or I think most people do, are dad freakouts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, bro. It's not even that funny of a part in the movie. But there's a part in this. I don't know if it's my favorite part, but I'm just giving you a sprinkle here. But in the beginning, where the dad's drinking his coffee and he trips over his son's scooter and he's like, God damn it, Bobby. What did I say about your scooter and your stuff laying all around the floor? That's such a real dad like, I don't know why that's so funny to me. Even in the Beethoven movies, those movies are straight up comedies to me because the whole time the dad's just pissed off. He goes outside with his coffee, the newspaper kid hits him, and the flower pot hits. Like, whenever dads are freaking out, it makes it great. And like this movie has a bunch of dad freakouts, but that was the best, dude. He spilled coffee all over him, and his son's just like, sorry. God damn it. Like... Did you have a favorite part, Mark?
Yeah, I did. Probably just the lawyer kill, really, because that's the first time we really get the angry princess. We get a lot of titties, and it's just a creative kill. I mean, he just gets sliced in half by glass. Front of his body rolls down, and then the back of the half body rolls down. It's pretty cool. Not very, very unique kill. You don't see many of those.
No.
That would be my favorite part for that, really.
I was also a fan of when Arthur, at the end, when he's like, it's all caving in on him, and the ghosts realize that, he set them up. They all pick him up and they kill him and they throw him into this machine. But it's really cool because it has a shot where they're all like leaning in to pick him up. And you're like, that's kind of badass, man.
Yeah.
That had to have been a fun day to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. If you didn't know, at this point, your greed didn't know the ghost at this point. So you're like, okay, that's the princess, that's the guy. But, just hypothetically, if you were to, wake up and see that in your room, bro, you would die of heart failure. That's some scary shit, man.
Yeah.
So I liked that. It was kind of like they teamed up, and they were like, even though they're all badass and independent, they're like, nah, fuck this guy. We're going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He got to go.
I did like the opening scene, too. The whole junkyard and the catching of the Juggernaut.
Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. That guy who played, his name's F. Murray Abram, the guy who played Cyrus.
Yeah.
You might recognize him. He was in Scarface. You remember when Manny and Tony first get a deal with Frank, and he's the guy, they throw him out of the helicopter. He's the one that gets thrown out of the helicopter. Mm-hmm. He meets them at first when they're dishwashers, and he's like, you want to make some money?
Yeah.
Dig me. He's like, oh. I was like, and I remember watching that as a kid, where the fuck do I recognize this guy?
Yeah, he looks so recognizable. I couldn't put my finger on it of where he's from, though.
I'm sure he's got a lot of other credits to his name, but
absolutely.
Scarface is the one that just stood out to me, and maybe other people can put that connection together, or maybe they already did or did not know.
It was a good choice in an actor, though, because you fully believe that this man is a rich psycho guy trying to get to the portal of hell to be able to rule the world. He looks like a guy that would be trying to do that.
He gives off bad guy vibes for sure.
Oh, yeah, perfect bad guy. Perfect bad guy.
Yeah, man, what a fun flick to talk about all the way into Halloween, brother, into Halloween. And like I said, folks, be expecting that Halloween episode. What are we going to talk about? First off, too, I'm letting you know, just a little sprinkle for y'all hoes. October's about to be crazy for us because we're only doing top tier movies that people are talking about. Now, we always do movies people talk about, but we're leaning hard because it's October, baby. I mean, we're rock hard. And I feel like 13 Ghosts is a great September movie because, I don't know, man. I don't want to put the September and 2001 correlation together. I'm just saying
it's kind of it's to start getting you amped up, start to get you in the mood.
Yes.
This is a perfect get you in the mood. Not because, I mean, when you think of Halloween, you're not going to think of this movie, Halloween time. When it's around Halloween time, when it's that week of Halloween, this is not the movie that's going to pop into your mind. Well, it might. It might for some of you. Yeah, but general speaking, I don't think so. But I always find myself watching this movie close to close to October.
Fall. Yep.
Yeah, right when fall starts to kick in.
This is kind of almost like a mini segment, but Ozark Mark, for all the people out there, and this is the best because Ozark Mark doesn't have any kids, and I think he's the realist. Because don't ask me what I let my kids watch. Ozark Mark, could you let your kids watch this movie? Give us the parental guide here, so to speak.
The sloppy horror parental guide.
Yeah, this is kind of I like when you kind of open up on this, and if we turn it into a full segment at one point, that's fine too. But I like your, because you always do usually lay it down. But I know you got nieces and nephews, brothers, sisters kind of thing. So it's you have to, you get to those points, man, where you're like, well, what the hell can I let them watch?
Generally, dude, I don't know. I would say probably late middle school. Honestly, like 7th or 8th grade, you'd be ready for it.
I think 10 and up.
'Cause-
Like 10 would be scared maybe.
Yeah, 10 would be scared. There is boobies in it, but that's
true.
it. There's not. It's just boobs. I mean, 10-year-old boys know about boobs.
And there's
okay?
like scars and like they are
Yeah.
ghost boobs.
Yeah, but that's it. There's no other sexual things in it. Like, so I mean, sexual things is when you really gotta draw the line. That's when you really start climbing up the mountain.
Yeah.
But something like this,
Middle school.
middle school probably.
You heard it here
I would
first,
say
folks.
middle school. Yeah.
Ozark Mark will make sure your kids are okay, because I probably won't. All right. The one neat part about mine is, I guess with all the shit around here, they're just kind of desensitized to it. But we were talking about this last week. I don't understand some parents that are like, we're really taboo them, because you're like, you're not teaching them the real, are they? Because that's like even scarier. If you're like, you can't watch The Exorcist. That actually happened. You're like, no, it did not. Like, these were people who made a movie. Like, they ate lunch in between scenes. Like, you need to like bring that. Like, that's what makes it cool. Like, if this actually happened, this would be horrible. Like, the fact that it wasn't and you believed it makes it so cool to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I don't think there's nothing really to be too scared of, honestly. There's just some good old-fashioned violence, which kids know what violence is at that age. I don't think they're going to lose sleep over it. You know what I mean? Middle school is what I'd go with.
All right, middle school. I like that answer, man. I like
Thanks.
that answer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Why don't we do the other thing that we usually always do? The other thing that we do.
Dun, 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 dun. That one.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah! All right, man. Welcome to it here. This is the Sloppy Horror Rating. This is a segment here where we are going to rate the movie from a 10-point category system here. Yeah.
We Cajun folk.
What?
We Cajun folk down here. We had some hard weather. We let them, all kind of hurricane, wild weather come up here. Turn us all inside there.
You're too damn good at that.
We leave them all Oh, yeah, boy, come on, joke.
You only got all day around now.
Yeah, I got no
Ten more dollars again.
Yeah, 13 go them knee slappers.
Oh, you made me laugh first. I hate you. This is Sloppy Horror Rating. This is where Christian Ramey, the horror nerd, he's going to rate the movie for you. He's going to tell you what it rates as far as a horror movie. Not a movie altogether, but a horror movie. If you're first time here, let's tell you how it goes. 4 categories. 3 categories worth 3 points. Last category is worth 1 point for a total of
10 points altogether.
That's correct. 10 out of 10, solid number. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on to the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is casting.
So, Ozark Mark, I've kind of been gushing about this. You have Matthew Lillard, Tony Shalhoub, that fucking guy we just said, the Abram guy, the guy from Scarface. We got Raw Digga. She actually did really good. I don't know if she's had any other acting credits, which is also interesting, is that the Angry Princess girl, I don't think she has any other acting credits either. So for people to, like, that's a hard role to be your first and only role. Like, you're like in crazy, makeup and shit. Like, that's not like a first time role.
No.
So
You also got Elizabeth.
yeah, Shannon Elizabeth, bro. Yeah, she's super hot. And she's a great actress on top of everything. She did great in most all the movies that I've seen. So
She's pretty good.
I don't, this isn't just the regular actors. This is also the ghost included. I thought they all carried themselves uniquely. I don't think that they were corny. I thought that they were all scary, unique. They walked different. The Hammer was different than the Jackal. The Angry Princess was different than the Pilgrimess lady. The big baby was different from, the little kid, So it, like the little kid with like the Indian thing on his head. Mm-hmm. So they were all different. I got to give this a 3 out of 3, buddy. That's a lot of uniqueness. It really is. It really is. And everybody gelled well. That's more important to me than anything. Like, I don't care if you're known or not. Like, does it look like I believe that was a little family. I believe that lawyer was shady. I believe Cyrus was like an evil dude. Like, I didn't see any moments of like even really horrible scripting. Like, it was a 2000s movie. Like, it was it.
Well said, Christian Ramey. Well said. So that's 3 out of 10 so far. After one category, we're going to go on to 2. That's dose to some of you here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is kills.
So let's walk through this, Ozark, Mark.
Okay.
Because I like to walk through this one with you. So we open up. We have a bunch of dead bodies inside of the graveyard. The Juggernaut comes through. He's ripping up. Kills people.
Yeah, he kills like 7 or 8 at least.
Yep. Kills Cyrus. Kills that other guy. Yeah, kills that other guy. Mm-hmm. It's like throat's all slit. Cyrus's is. Okay, we move into the house. The next kill would be our lawyer. After that, then it's just Matthew Lillard. Correct?
Yep.
And then Cyrus.
Does the girl die?
I feel like she does.
I think she does die. Yeah, she gets squished.
Yeah, squished it. Yep. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of Star Wars when the compactor was closing in on him.
Dude, that's a scary death. Fuck that. I'd rather just jump into that thing that they threw Cyrus into, get it over with, than just being enclosed in something.
Yeah, that's fucking
horrible.
horrendous.
Oh, man.
Real life gusher.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This one's tough because even though there was a wide variety and a lot, I still think this is a 2. Help me out here. What do you think, Ozark? What do you think?
2 probably, just because the kills really don't last long. A lot of the kills in the beginning of the movie are quick. Mm-hmm. Not very gory. It's just nobody's dying. Those are like count as like a quarter of a kill to me because they're nobodies. Okay. The lawyer one was pretty good, but wasn't really a kill, I guess technically.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of killed himself in a way. It was
just like an accident, you know. But it's still a death, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty unique, so it gets it up there.
I mean, 2's not a bad score.
No, 2's not. 2's a good score because there are some unique kills. You got the slice in half, people get folded, limbs ripped off. You got the decapitation, like into bits and pieces, and you're getting, everything. So I think 2's a good score for that too. So we'll go with 2. So that is 5 out of 10 here after 2 categories. We're going on to the third and final 3-point category, which is
fear.
That's what I said. Fear. Yeah.
Was this movie scary? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to reside with the 1 in this category, Mark. And that's because, like we said, like if you're dealing with maybe 12 years old or earlier, this movie would definitely freak you out. But like, I almost feel like this movie's for the horror fan. It's cool. You get like a wide variety of characters. It's like a fucking Royal Rumble, man. The doors unlock after the timer goes off. Like, I mean, it's like a Royal
it's like that elimination chamber or whatever the fuck it is. I'm pretty sure they inspired it from this movie.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, so I think it catered to us. So I don't really think it's that terrifying, but I'm pretty sure if you probably showed your 9-year-old, if they came and slept in your room, I wouldn't be surprised. So it's like, I'll give it that 1 because it does have some suspense building elements. And like when the Jackal pops out, like they do incorporate the pop scare, but it's a pop scare with the delivery. It's not like, oh, it was just Marbles the cat. Like it's actually a ghost and they're there to fuck you up. But the happy ending with them makes it not as terrifying and less ambiguous. So I'm going to give that a 1, a solid 1. But that's not stating it's a bad movie. It's just it's for you. Look at it like a comic book movie or like a Royal Rumble. It's but I don't know. I'm telling you this from a horror fan's eyes. So it's not like I'm terrified of much, but I feel like I have a pretty good gauge on when something is gripping. And,
oh, sure, absolutely. So that brings us to 6 out of 10, and we go on to the last category, which is Christian Ramey fucking with this movie, which he does. I already did it for you. So that is 7 out of 10.
I do.
Total score for 13 Ghosts 2001. That's a sloppy horror stamp of approval. 7 out of 10. It's pretty fucking good, though. That means it's a good movie.
It is, man. That's one you can pull off your shelf. I don't know. I can only speak off of my life, what I've lived, with the people around me, and what they've watched. 13 Ghosts was pretty popular in my time frame. I know I still see it mentioned and brought up. I don't know how often the younger kids are watching. I don't know what they're all doing. But, you know, if you haven't watched this, man, please go do it. You'll definitely enjoy it if you're a fan of horror flicks. I don't know how fucking freaked out and terrified you're going to be, but it's a neat picture. Like Ozark said, very unique. And, man, I'm just glad to have seen it. It's definitely a part of my personal favorites. It would be in my top 50 for sure. I know it seems crazy to think that you'd have that many, but like once you start rattling them off, it's like, it's a lot of franchises with a lot of fucking movies.
I believe it. I believe you have a top 50. I think you can name it off at any time. You'd be in the middle of a wedding. You'd be like, hey, Chris Ramey, what's your top 50 movies? Well, if you're going to talk about it, I mean, let's go through it. I mean, this is a solid number 50 is obviously that. You go off on it.
Yeah, I would. I probably would.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that we're just trying to give you people what you want at the same time we're talking about something we love. We're not going to end this with a heavy plug, but obviously if you guys haven't checked out sloppyhorrorpodcast.com, please do that if you guys want to support us. And, you know, we're going to be back next Monday with another movie. Something fun. And it's not like September's got a bad lineup here, but you folks just wait till October. You just wait. Okay? We're also going to, for the people who watch from TikTok, we'll have, there's a couple of us creators on there that are teaming up, and we're going to have some watch parties and some fun things on the Fridays in October. So be on the lookout for that. And, yeah, it's convention season, so if you see Ozark out, and us out and about, say something to us. We will respond, or we'll act scared. Who are you? That's what I say.
Who the hell is this?
I'll blow a whistle. Stranger. So, yeah, 13 Ghosts. A movie about ghosts. There's 13 of them.
You're swimming over there. You're drowning over there. Just say goodbye, you fucking moron.
I don't want to say goodbye.
Just say goodbye so I can press stop on the damn thing.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later.